Mr. Speaker, I have a photo to share with you today. It does more to sum up the amendment the other side of the aisle is seeking than any words could. I don't know if you all can see this, but it's a picture of a pregnant woman holding her one-year-old child. And on her pregnant belly, she has written, "Not yet a human," referring to her unborn child. In an interview with CNN, after the picture was taken, she said that her due date was the very next day. She said in an interview with CNN afterward, quote, "It is a serious issue, as a pregnancy is a part of you, like removing a limb, but it is not yet human." The life she was carrying would not be a human life until her child took her first breath. Mr. Speaker, this is exactly what the amendment in question writes into the Constitution of Virginia. An unborn child does not gain the status of human being under the law until she takes her first breath. The key part of the amendment reads as follows: this right to make and effectuate one's own decisions about all matters related to one's pregnancy shall not be denied, burdened, or infringed upon. We've heard from attorneys. This language means that our current restrictions on third trimester abortions would no longer be allowed. Restrictions supported by 93% of all Americans. Even the patron of the amendment herself could not bring herself to say no when asked if this allowed for elective abortion until the moment of birth. This amendment is an extraordinary deviation from the law as it has been in our country for 30 years. The Supreme Court case governing abortion until Dobbs was Planned Parenthood versus Casey. In that ruling, the Supreme Court held that the right to have an abortion existed, but the state's compelling interest in protecting the life of an unborn child means that it can ban an abortion of a viable fetus under any circumstances except when the health of the mother is at risk. Mr. Speaker, the amendment the other side of the aisle wants to enact does away with that altogether. A viable fetus, a child, a baby that can live outside of the womb would no longer be protected. A woman could selectively choose to abort that child, just as if she were to decide to have her appendix removed. As the woman in this photo said, it's like removing a limb, but it is not yet a human. Does anyone on the other side really believe that? I don't believe that you do. If you truly believe that a child who can live outside of the womb should continue to live only as long as the mother allows it to, then there's nothing I can say or do to convince you otherwise. But I will ask you again, please do your own research on this. Ask hard questions, find outside experts, and ask them if our argument is correct, and then act accordingly. Not yet a human. I know which part of that argument I'm going to be on. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.